Today we'll be using this pattern which we drafted and cut from our previous video, the last video before this one. We'll be using it to cut our fabric and then we proceed to sew it. So first thing is you fold your fabric into two, like so. I hope you remember that we have the front piece and the back piece. The back piece is bigger than the front piece. If you've not seen the video where we drafted and cut this one, you need to see it so you understand everything we're doing here. So first things first, you place your fabric on fold because you need two pieces for the front and two pieces for the back. Place this like so. Remember, I already added my hemming allowance, the waistband allowance. So after drafting your pattern like so, if you need it to be freer or you want to maintain this exact size, as you want to cut, you add your seam allowance. Seam allowance is the same as sewing allowance. You add half inch for your seam allowance. So let's assume this is my half inch. Once I cut here now, when I sew, it will be on this line that I'll be sewing, so I'll be maintaining this. But I don't want my short to be that free, so instead of adding, I'll maintain this exact measurement and I'll minus my seam allowance from it. Like I always say, sewing is not science. You don't have to do exactly as I do here. If you understand this in a different way, feel free to go ahead and do that. I'm only here to guide you, and if you are clueless about these things, you can just go and do exactly as I do here and you'll be fine. So after placing your pattern paper like so, you will need to pin in order to secure your paper on your fabric. Secure it neatly like so. Then I'll go ahead and cut. While cutting, ensure you place your hand on the paper so as to give it more support. And now I have two pieces for the front. I'm going ahead to fold the fabric again so I'm able to cut my back piece. Again, you fold into two as you see me do here. Make sure your fabric is well laid and it's flat. You take your time You don't rush this process at all. You take your time. This is my back piece. It's a little bit smaller, so I'll add more fabric. I'll make it wider. And now we are good with this. Make sure you're placing the edge exactly at the end like so. If by the end of this video you like how this shot turns out to look on me, you will maintain the same method I used here. Thus you won't add extra. If perhaps you want it freer on you, you increase the length. Excuse me. If you want it longer, you increase the length as well. But for the length, it has to be increased when you were drafting. But that doesn't mean after drafting you can't increase. You can actually alter this pattern and make it longer. You can make it into a trouser. And that is it. We're done cutting. I'll take off my pins and I'll proceed to my sewing machine. So in order to get it right, this is how you do it. This is my waist. This is the bottom of this shirt. I'll open it up like this. This is the good part of my fabric. This is the good part. This is the wrong part. Wrong parts facing down. I'll bring my front pieces. Remember, the wrong part is facing down, which means this part is the right part. I also pick the right part of the front piece and place it like this. So right parts are facing each other. Right parts facing each other like so. I'll go to my machine, sew here straight, and bring this over to this side and sew it straight, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So now I've sewn the side seam. This is the sides. And this is the inner part. This is the outer part of this shirt. This is the inner part. This is the crouch cuff. As you can see, this is the back piece. It's bigger than the front. So after sewing, when you want your shirt to stay flat, you will notice that the seam are not on the sides equally like you will normally have for a skirt. So after doing this, I'll go ahead and join the back piece together, the front piece together. Remember, I showed you in our the video prior to this one, how to sew using hand needle. In case you're practicing how to sew and you don't have a sewing machine, you do this with your hand needle. There's a video where I showed you how you can sew with your hand needle. So you place it like this. This is the front piece, this is the back piece. So I'm going to sew this together. Remember, you sew on the wrong side. So this is the right side. I'll place it on the facing the right side of the shirt. So this is how you do it. Place it like this. Let me pin it before I go to sew, so you get to see what it looks like. And this part has to align. The crouch has to align. It's the curve. Secure it. As a beginner, pins I must have because they help you avoid errors and they make the work a lot more easier. So if you have pins, you can just pin your project and have an idea of what it will look like by the time you are done. So now I've pinned. So you see, this is what it now looks like. This is it. The back piece is bigger than the front piece. So I'll go to the machine and sew round the crouch. So now I'm done sewing all of this. I'll take off my pins. I'll take off my pins, and this is what we have. At this point, if you have a weaving machine, you go ahead and weave the edges. You weave the edges, you weave the edges. All of these parts fraying out, you don't leave them out. You weave them. If you don't have, you take it to where you can weave it. However, if you don't weave it too, it's fine because you're actually doing this for practice. You're not making it for anyone, at least it's just yours so you can wear it at home. But for some fabric, if you don't weave them, they will fray out until they get to your seam line, and then the whole dress will loosen up. So now that we are good, I'll hem the lower part of my shirt like so, and I'll also hem the waist. The hemming we do on the lower part is pretty much same as the one we did on the skirt, so I believe you understand that part. And the waistband now, remember we left 2 inches tape. We left 2 inches for the waistband, so the 2 inch is what I'll be using. So we had 2 inches, total of 2 inches for our waistband. So this is it. From that 2 inch now, I'll fold round and iron to keep it in place. I'm using the opportunity to just iron this fabric because it's for the sake of the tutorial, so I didn't bother ironing before commencing the job. So this is it. I'll fold the 2 inches inward like so using my tape. This is 2 inches. Start from here to here. So you measure like so. Make sure the seam lines are aligning. Make sure they align. So I'll measure my 2 inch like so and iron. Push that out. Measure 2 inch here again. 2 inch and iron again. That's how you continue. I'll come to this point, make sure they align again. I'll measure 2 inch. Let me come back a little here. 2 inch. As you're ironing, you're checking the other parts. The other edges, make sure they are aligning as well. I'll pick that point. Pick this point again. Measure my 2 inches. Iron. And we go to the last part and we iron. So this is what we have when we are done. If you have an overlocking machine or a weaving machine, you just weave this part and sew on it. If you don't, you fold like a double fold. You pinch it small, like maybe 2 inch, sorry, 0.2 inch. You fold it in like so, and you continue ironing again, picking the same amount like so, and I iron just to finish it neatly. Look at the amount I'm picking. Iron. Subsequently, I'll be doing all of this off camera. It's because we are all beginners, so I'm taking my time to show you all of these processes and explain them to you. So make sure you watch these videos religiously. Ask questions where you do not understand, and I'll respond. I didn't get this right. And also remember to practice. Practice, practice, practice. You should make at least 3 of these shots for yourself. I'm sure by the third one you will make it with ease, and it will come out a lot more better than your first trial. Practice is what makes you better at sewing. You don't just watch videos and assume you know it all. When you start, you will know, you realize that there's a point you did not get, and then you have to check the video again to be able to understand and get it right. So now I'll go to my machine and sew this down. I'll be showing you that aspect on the machine because I have not done this part here, so I'll cover that in this video. But for the hem at the bottom or the end of our short, I'll just sew it once, which is what I already did when we're making our skirts. I'll pin this down and sew. Remember, when you're sewing, you have to backstitch to secure your seam. You do this part gently, you don't rush, so you are not coming all the way up. You maintain an even spacing of about 0.1 inch seam allowance. While sewing, you see this is coming up, you ensure to push it backward so you don't step on it. See, I'm trying to align my points, the seam allowance. Once I get close to the finish line, I'll leave this space here to be able to pass my elastic. Now I'll go ahead to hem the bottom of my shirt. The allowance that was left was just 1 inch. It's better to iron, but for the sake of this video, I'll just go ahead and sew it. So since I didn't iron, I'll be measuring as I sew. Here I have my tape. This is the start point. This is 1 inch, this is 2 inch. I'll be needing just 1 inch sewing hemming allowance, as that is what I left while drafting the pattern for this shirt. If you've not seen the video on how to draft and cut an elastic waist band short, please go ahead and watch that for better understanding. This is 1 inch. I'll start my sewing. I'll go like so. Every step of the way, I'll measure 1 inch and continue to sew. Please don't think you can't learn how to sew if you don't have a sewing machine. While I was learning how to sew, I basically learned almost every style a beginner should know how to sew with my pattern paper using needle and thread. So don't let the fact that you don't have a sewing machine now be a limiting factor for you. Practice with your hand needle and thread while you save up to buy your machine. 1 inch, 1 inch. You see, it's finishing neatly. Let me see this. So now you can see the difference. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on this side and show you. So now I'm done hemming the edges and the waist. Let me quickly give it a nice press and then we proceed. I don't know that you need to hide. Flipping it inside out. This is what it looks like. So you see, you can make this for your children, you can make this for yourself, something you just wear and sit at home. And if you choose to make it longer, you can even wear it out. Very simple. So with this, we are good. See, everything is equal. The waist is same as the width around the thigh area. Now it's time to fix our elastic safety pin. Now it's time to fix our elastic. Remember, my waist measurement is 27. So because this is elastic, I'll minus 3 inches and cut 24. So in doing this, you need a safety pin to fix it like this to secure it and pass it through. If you don't have a safety pin, use a hairpin. You know the hairpin ladies use in pinning their hair. You learn to improvise. If you don't have a hairpin, look for what will work for you. You just need this to be secured so as you pull it out, it won't come off. So my space is at the back. I'll pass this in like so. Take your time in doing this. See? While doing this, you have to be careful so that this doesn't pull out. If it has gone in enough for you, you can choose to pin it so you secure it. But I didn't even pull it out so much, so I'll just continue and come out at that space, like so. And if you are not careful, you might just twist your band. So you do this carefully and you don't let it go in completely. Do this gently and don't let your elastic go in all the way. I'll just stop here and sew both ends together. In sewing, it is better to place it over each other like so and sew rather than putting them together and sewing. This way you have it solid inside your short, but if you make it like this, it will be lying flat and the circle will just continue. So let's do that over the machine. Place this over this and sew it. Then I'll pull it all the way in. All the way in, you see? This will go in now. So our short is ready. If you are not careful while fixing the elastic, it will switch inward. So you have to be careful. I'll go to my machine and sew this up. So you would agree with me that making an elastic waistband short is very simple. If you follow everything I did here in this video, you would definitely get it right. Even if it's not perfect, after second, third trial, you should be good. So if you've come this far with me in this video, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me go and wear this and show you what it looks like. This is the result. If you want it longer, you know what to do. You increase the length. If you want it bigger, you add up to 3 inches allowance. Like I said, I use only 2 inches. This is what it looks like. Let's see the back of it. So you can make this for your kids, boy or girl. I hope you do like it. Let me know what you think about this shirt. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.